Are you prepared to declare a national emergency with respect to climate change?
We've already done that. We've conserved more land. We've rejoined the Paris Climate Accord. We've passed a $368 billion climate control facility. We're moving. It is the existential threat to humanity.
So you've already declared that national emergency?
Well, in the practice, you got a bug on you.
Oh, thanks. Appreciate it. So you've already declared that national emergency?
Practically speaking, yes.
Yeah.
Practically speaking, no. Practically speaking, what are you talking about? You did not. Declaring an emergency is not like a vague thing. You know, it's a thing you sort of do, maybe kind of. No, it's a specific thing that presidents can and very often do, by the way. In the about 50 years that we've had this system for declaring presidential emergencies, every president has declared at least one, and I believe there's 41 that are still in effect as of today. So it is hardly an incredibly rare thing, and it is a very well-structured thing. He's simply wrong there, wrong or lying. You can take it either way. In arguing for why we sort of have done it, he goes on to say things like, we've conserved more land, we've rejoined the Paris Climate Accord. Yes, that's awesome, very, very bold to rejoin the climate accord that we were already a part of. And yes, he's conserved land, he's done a variety of things that have been good for the environment. The question was for a specific thing, have you declared an emergency? And he has not. He seemingly wants credit for doing it, but he hasn't done it. And the reason why I think we can and should be angry about this is not just that he's still sort of playing games with words, but he was very specific back in 2021 in the wake of what looked like at that point, Joe Manchin was gonna kill the IRA. He said, climate change is an emergency, and in the coming weeks, I'm gonna use the power I have as president to turn these words into formal official government actions through the appropriate proclamations, executive orders, and regulatory power that a president possesses. That is, and I don't think I'm being unfair, a promise to declare a climate emergency. And he did not do that. And 2 years later, while most of the country is on fire right now, he still has not done that. So anyway, we could debate his record on the climate, and perhaps we'll do that right now. But this is an area where he deserves all the criticism I think he's gonna get. But Jessica, what do you think?
Hang on, John. I think you have a bug on you. This is the president of the United States dodging a question with, hang on, you have a bug on you. Thank God that reporter just kept asking the same question, 3 times it took to get a real response? And a lot of reporters will take that as, you know what? We love the political establishment. We do a lot of bidding for them. So this is him signaling he doesn't want to answer the question I just asked. And sometimes they'll move on. But how bad of a response is it for him to say, practically speaking, yes, I already did that? When realistically speaking, he did not do that. We don't have any of the benefits of the actions he could possibly take and we could take on as a country. If he did declare a climate emergency, it would open up so much funding, give him so much permission to do more stuff. It's like when Donald Trump said, well, I basically declassified the documents by taking them out of the White House. Now they're no longer classified because they're in my possession as a private citizen. No, you have to actually do the thing to get credit for doing the thing. He hasn't kept any of his campaign promises, a few, but the big ones that a lot of young people in particular turned out for, declaring a climate emergency, codifying abortion rights, canceling student loan debt, he hasn't delivered on. And he's getting in his own way for doing it. He didn't even give a real reason as to why he can't declare a climate emergency. He just says, we practically already did. You know, we're working so hard, we're getting a lot of stuff done. No, you're not doing what you said you would do. And this is why Joe Biden is not polling as well as he should be, precisely because he's not getting stuff done. It has nothing to do with Donald Trump's rising popularity. It has nothing to do with him even being old or sleepy Joe. It's precisely you haven't delivered on what you said you would.
Yeah, and look, in some of the, we can nuance some of the, like with the student debt, you know, you can say more so than in some areas he tried, But in the climate emergency, you didn't declare a climate emergency and then the Supreme Court overturned it or anything. You didn't even try to do it. Something that you don't need to get through the Senate. You don't need to have to do lunches with Kirsten Sinema. You just have to do it. You could literally do it on your own anytime you want, and you're choosing not to do that. You could even if you're not a brave man, you could take the fact that we're in the middle of an apocalyptic heat wave. Take that as the cover you need to feel a little bit of courage, but he's still not doing it. And it is consequential that he's not doing it, by the way. If he were to do it, what would that mean? According to a Brennan Center report, there's about 123 statutory powers that could be made available to him without any further input from Congress, simply if he were to declare a climate emergency. And I'm not saying he would do all of these things, but there's a lot that he could do were he to do that. He could reinstate the ban on crude oil exports, which was exports. We want to keep the exports. The exports overturned in 2015, that would slash a great deal of greenhouse gas emissions. He could curb fossil fuel imports as well. He likely would not do that, but he could do that. He could halt new oil and gas drilling on more than 11 million acres of federal waters, even without the emergency. He could stop approving it, by the way, which he does not want you to remember. Declaring a national emergency would free up federal funds and other disaster relief resources that could be put into, renewable energy, construction, weatherizing houses, a whole lot of different stuff that he could do, a lot of good that he could do. And that's just off the top of some people's heads. In working with Congress, there's even more that he could do with that emergency declaration, but he hasn't done that. He doesn't look like he's gonna do that. It's why 57% of Americans disapprove of his handling of the climate emergency. And how much it matters that they disapprove, we can have a debate about what it meant, a year or two ago. But right now, people are thinking about how GD hot it is. So this is something that could actually hurt him. Quick final thought, Jessica.
I think if I was Joe Biden and I was getting this kind of pressure from reporters and having young people interrupt press conferences about how little my administration is doing, I would say, hey, guess what? If I actually want to win in 2024, it's not too late to do the right thing, Joe. It's not too late to declare a climate emergency now. Maui is literally on fire. Now is the time to do it. We have so much smoke coming in from Canada. I think people all across the country realize that this is a problem. Even in DeSantis' state, he's had premiums for insurance go up 206%. People know storms are getting worse. Farmers insurance left the state of Florida where I am right now. That's insane. Republicans are not delivering on this. This is something he could win on if he made it central. The messaging isn't hard. It's deliberate that they're not doing it, but it's not too late to change before 2024.
Check out the Damage Report podcast each day, wherever you get your podcasts, whether Pocket Casts or Stitcher or iTunes. You can join me as I give you the news and stories you want, with a range of co-hosts and interview guests jumping in on the fun each day. Again, that's the Damage Report, wherever you get your podcasts. And if you get them at iTunes, don't forget to rate and review. Sometimes I'll read them live on the show.